Salute, save a life, understand trauma experiences. It's time to dump PTSD, time to release childhood trauma, time to let go of interpersonal trauma. What is real trauma? When one's capacity to cope is overwhelmed, emotional shock following a stressful event or a physical injury, a deeply distressing or disturbing experience. Any negative life event that occurs in a position of relative helplessness. Different types of trauma: micro-trauma, dissociation trauma, developmental trauma, event trauma, acute trauma, chronic trauma, and macro-trauma. The longer these memories are held onto in the brain, the more they create distortions in the individual's mental processes, leading to a mental health disorder. What is brain spotting psychotherapy, BSP? Identifying, processing, and releasing stored negative or traumatic experiences from the brain to help affected individuals heal from within. BSP theory suggests that the brain can heal itself from inside. It does this by identifying an eye position that triggers and releases these emotions. Where you look affects how you feel. It lends to the theory that the eyes have an intense relationship with the brain. Furthermore, BSP is based on the fact that trauma is stored in the body and can be activated or triggered at a certain eye position. Fight, flight, and freeze. What about the freeze zone? When in a split second, color, sound, smell, vision, and feeling are frozen in the memory in the body. How do we do this? This therapy helps the individual assess, process, and release these stored emotions to begin their journey to recovery. The eyes. BSP may be done with eyes. It is performed by a trained BSP therapist who, with a pointer in front of the patient's eyes, slowly guides across the length of their visual field, to identify the brain spot. Trauma. When the pointer comes across the brain spot, the deep brain will reflexively send signals to the therapist that a trauma has been detected. Trauma is in subcortex. When a person gets traumatized, they get traumatized not in the neocortex, because the neocortex has language, thought, and context hits underneath the neocortex, in the subcortex where the trauma is experienced. This body and brain-based therapy is able to bypass the neocortex, the thinking, language human brain, to get to the subcortex to release the trauma. Founded by Dr. David Grand. Thank you for watching www.saluteservices.co.uk www.saluteservices.co.uk